the human. And I've settled the mutual aid platform, and my passion is make people cooperate to make a better world. So I'm happy, and we have good news to present to you, even if I'm not in a very good fit, but I'm very enthusiastic to present it. And I pass it to Kate.
Yeah, hello, I'm in East Riding of Yorkshire, and I'm one of the sister sites of the Mutual Aid Network and on the working board as well. And yeah, I think this is really important. I know there's people that are interested that I've shared about this who will be interested in maybe not attending, but watching a recording later. So yeah, just really glad to be here. I'll pass on to Kathy.
Sorry, I have to keep jumping off. Krista's on vacation and I'm taking the calls for her. So sorry about that. I'm Kathy from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I actually was part of Humans early on in the beginning. Currently, I am filling some big shoes of Edgar's. I'm the interim chair for the timebanks.org. And on the board for the neighborhood health centers of the Lehigh Valley. And we are finally, after many, many years, getting our first mutual aid project going. So I'm anxious to see what you have. I did check all the links. Yeah, that's, I'm here to just see what's going on and see what we can do. A lot of things are changing here in our area, and I'm trying to figure out a way for our time bank to be around in case the health center loses its funding, which is very possible with what's going on. So I'm just looking at ways that we can keep things going here in the Valley. So I will pass it on to Rebecca.
Thank you, Kathy. Hi, nice to see you.
Yes.
And thank you for stepping into those very big shoes. Yeah. I'm Rebecca. I'm in Madison. I'm on the Humans board and also on the local MAN Mutual Aid Network board. And I haven't been part of this software work, but I've been tracking it and watching it. And I'm really, really excited to see the latest developments for all of us. Gorat.
I just muted myself. Okay, sorry. I'm Gorast from Slovenia, Europe, very close to the war again. So unfortunately, these crazy things that were going on. Otherwise, I'm working with theoretical and practical aspects of how to put reciprocity and trust and fairness back into the mainstream of human encounters, something like that. Okay, who was not Tim was not yet.
Yeah, I'm back. I just had to turn on power for an electrician who's doing power. Hi, I'm Tim. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. I have to say, I believe I'm still on the working board of Humans, although I've sort of been called away to doing this village of shelters for the houseless population in Madison, facilities lead here. So I'm an industrial engineer. About 3 years ago, came back to Madison, Wisconsin, found Stephanie and the man. I have been active up until November 1, when this shelter got put in place by the city of Madison. And I am getting a little bit more time available, so things like this are possible again. I look forward to rejoining you in more full spirit soon.
Michael, want to go next?
Sure, I'm happy to. Or at least I'm one of the Michaels that will go. I am with Common Good, and I am based here in Brooklyn, New York. A lot of you know for the Pioneer Valley or Western Massachusetts, and some of the work that's being done there. It is a platform, a digital platform for a values-driven, actually, driven by solidarity, economics, values, and community control, as a strategy for exchanging value in a way that is people-centered and community-based and not profit-centered or investor incentivized. We have growing the Food Fund and Food Justice Project, of which the Community Fridge Project is just now expanding again. We also have an offers and needs board in terms of our mutual aid component as well. And we're just about to have the common good system in both credits and fiat currency being used with the Brattleboro Food Co-op and some other co-ops, including what I'm going to be doing here in New York City, and hopefully what will be happening elsewhere in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic coming up this year and next. I'm happy that this is happening. I'm looking forward to a model that we can all be creative with and make a better future happen. And I don't know whether or not, who hasn't gone yet. I don't know if Sybil has gone yet, but maybe Lynn hasn't gone yet.
I haven't, and Sybil has, so. And I don't know who owner is, so. Mystery. So I'm Lynn Foster. I live a couple hours west of Madison and hang out with the man people some and help with technology as much as I can, focused on interoperability and such things. Happy to be here and make sure I'm still tuned in.
Great. Looks like owner was Lisa, but Lisa, maybe you're changing your social status.
No, I'm changing my laptop. So that's the story there. Thank you. And now I'm just going to introduce myself. My apologies for all that. And I'll turn on my video briefly. New computer, so we'll see how the laptop goes. All right, there we go. And we'll adjust. Nice to see everybody. It's so nice to keep coming back to these groups of humans and mutual aid and seeing the same folks over and over again. Many of you know one another, but for a lot of folks overseas, I'm still in the initial thrill of getting to see you every few months and hearing about this work. So my name is Lisa Nunez. I'm with the Mutual Aid Network Co-op in Madison. I'm secretary of the board. I work with the Everywhere Gardens project and things like administration and membership. We're a small and very busy group. So there's lots to do and always a pleasure to be here and see people I don't get to see all the time anymore. So hope y'all are doing well. Oh, I should pass.
We're good.
You done?
We've all gone. So I'm gonna say, for the sake of the recording, welcome to this is the first Friends and Family pitch presentation of the Homeostatic Mutual Exchange system, which is the open source tech ecosystem that we are building, the home for the humans as well as anybody else who wants to join up in this project. And we're going to talk about the vision for the tech itself and also for the model, the Reciprocity Loop model with which we intend to build the sort of resource base to make this happen, and also have everybody who participates share in the rewards that come from building this. So Sybil, would you like to start off the presentation part?
Yes. So thank you everyone to be here. So you may have known that we are discussing for years, but even since last year to update the map and make something better. and more stable, and if possible, less expensive also. It's not the platform that was expensive, but the hosting. And then as a start, we have gathered 6 organizations that we are leading. So it's very between us to settle a physical server that will be based in Germany, maintained by Matthias, that is the expert sysadmin friend of Goraz. And that will be a partnership. We will explain after all the economical part. And we have really looked about not reinventing the wheel, but having all our activities in the humans in itself and in local sites. And so presumably, but we have some representative, and we hope that soon we will ask you to fill some little form to know also what you are using, because you know, for us the tech is just a mean to serve our action. So it's not the tech that is the objective in itself. It's really a mean. And that's why we have looked at all the activities that a mutual aid organization or network is doing, and how we can facilitate his work. And we know that today some digital tools can help, but we may never forget to be able to get to not be too dependent on the machine, and to have low-tech technology also. So this is very important. And maybe there will be even some groups to be ready if there is anything with the computer to have some backup on paper or whatever. We will discuss another day about this, but I think this is important also. So the server is not settled yet. We are ready. We have decided to use 3 apps that are already existing. One will be for the socialization. And it's named Communecter. It's coming from the island of Réunion, that they make very good things, and it's working mainly in French area, French-speaking area, but not only. That's why we are also working on translating it. And this will do all the socialization and with outside people, and outside of the, meaning it's very user-friendly. And all the collaboration, sharing files, collaborative documents, because you may know that Google will be paid in July. They want all the things that we are using will be, we will have to pay. That's in a way, it's a good thing, because maybe we will be less the product, we don't know. But us, we want to get rid of Google, so to be autonomous. So we have choose Nextcloud and OnlyOffice, and I will show you some screen. And for now, to replace the map, and because there are many, I would call administration work, like the membership, like following the project, task, contribution. For now, Odoo seems to be the more easy way to do it. And I've made, we will be able to migrate the old map that is in Odoo 8 in Odoo 14, and most of the functionality will be there without any coding, just some setup that I've already prepared and I'm ready to put in the new server, and some data migration that will be, some will be automatic, like the contact, because it's 5,000 contacts. So it's better to not do it by hand, but we will do all the task, projects and document, we will do by hand all together during some, as we call, shitty party, to be sure to move what we really need, and then to learn how to do it, and then to have fun, and maybe talk also about the project, and have a cooperation spirit among us. So are you interested to see some screen about this app that we will propose? And just to let you know, we'll do the first quick, easy step as a start with on this server, and after we will, because we will be together and strong, we will continue to develop to interoperate. Sorry, so meaning the software will be connected, so the data can flow to one to the other, and also add maybe some functionality depending on our needs. But we don't want to have a big project. We will want to have some good concrete step with a minimum effort. That's the idea. So do you want to see the screen?
Yes, please.
Yes.
And Daniel Harris has joined us, so maybe we could get a quick intro and say hi.
Hello. Should we? I don't want to cut into Sybil's thing, so maybe I'll say a bit more later. But and I'm cooking, by the way, so I'm going to be jumping back and forth to the miso soup.
So people have heard me talk about Daniel's project Kendra, which is great for peer-to-peer music and art, all kinds of things. But hopefully we'll hear a little bit more about the functioning.
I'm looking for my screen because I've make a stupid things to have too much screen open. So now I have to find, here it is. Can you see it?
Yes.
Good. So I will, it's screenshot because I didn't want any demo effect, and sometimes I have to be in several software. So I prefer to prepare so it's static. But and then maybe I should have show you after. I will show you. We have a table with all the activities that is done in the human network, and then we have discussed about what to use for what this activity. And this is it's a bit the synthesis of for the first phase what we will use for activities. So if you are interested, I can show you after the whole table. And you will also have a column to comment if you want. So it's about discussion because now we are on Zoom, but we want to get rid of Zoom. So we will use what is included in Nextcloud, that is named discussion in PC, on computer, and there is a phone app that can work very well, that it's Nextcloud Talk. So this will be almost like Zoom, not yet breaking sessions, that we will have to think what to use for breaking session, but we can chat, we can voice, we can speak, we can record, and so nothing very new. Then for membership, we will use the Odoo membership functionality. So at the beginning, it's very easy to enter people, but with just a little effort, we'll make some form in the website. And with another little effort, we will plug some payment system. We haven't decided yet what will be used, or direct to a bank, or through Community Good, or PayPal, or we have to see. But for now, we will be able to follow a bit better than it was done. I mean, it was done, but with, I think, some difficulty because I suppose on some spreadsheet. Then we will share files and folder. So exactly like Google. And once again, there is a phone app that go with this Nextcloud. Some folder can be shared with some people. Some can be very public, all the user rights. And then you can share the specific link with read-only or modification link to people outside of the network also. And there is also tracking of the activity. And you can, but I think it's not good to talk here. You can talk around the document in the chat, but chat around the document, but I'm not considering advising to do this. Then we can share media also on the phone and Nextcloud, media meaning photo or video. And soon some that the one who we want them to be more public, more with a more wide audience, could be connected to Community, that it's a bit more easy and fun and well presented than the other that is a bit more square, administrative. Then we want to not use any more Google Docs, so we will use this only Office connected with Nextcloud, that you can have all the spreadsheet, document, slide, and mind map, all collaborative. That's what we are using among us currently. So the contact, because that's the main we want. So contact, I mean, it's every people, people or organizations. They can be beneficiary, customer, provider, partner, contributor, whatever, because you have a lot of category, but they will be all together managed in Odoo. And the good thing that you can follow, you see here, what this currently it's a human organization, who is there. So sorry, it's a data, so I didn't put everyone, but who is part of this organization, and then some sorry, I have to zoom because I'm not remembering what, some document or activity that are linked, for instance, some project or some I don't remember what, but some stuff that everything is related to this organization can be accessed by the form of this organization. There are also notes, and then the membership here that we I didn't really show you membership. Okay, there is all the information for membership. And I think it could be one day easy to replicate, but with synchronization in Nextcloud, because maybe sometime in Nextcloud we want to do mail. And then in Community, it can be also seen, but once again, a bit more with image and things like this, and even be seen on the map. So the idea is to connect also. There will be some kind of workflow that will be presented and some advice, but then some people will prefer maybe to use some software and some other. Then same thing for calendar. So it's very like a Google Calendar. I think the main one will be the Odoo calendar, because then it's connected to events, project, task, everything. But we should see it also in Nextcloud, and that it can be displayed also in the Community calendar, because Community we haven't chosen, but for now it's a public instance. So there is all the actors of the transition, that solidarity actors that are on this platform. So then human, it's not isolated in his own platform. He is in the middle of everyone. Even we can just focus on our data, but then the data can be seen by all the other people on network. And I think this is quite interesting because it will ease the communication, and not, maybe we will still need to have Facebook, but this Community social network is really going big. And it's really not to just talk about things, but to mutual aid, to contribute together, to share good ideas and good results, failures, everything. Then if we want to have a bit more, because in the calendar we can manage some small events, some meetings, some schedules, but then there is also a bigger event management, like when we want for the Solidarity Summit, for instance. So we can use the event manager in Odoo, where there is all invitation, participation. We can even plug some contribution if there is some fees to come to this event. And also it's managed the email, invitation email. And this event can be published in the website of Odoo, meaning people will not see a square screen with everything, but will, so sorry, I didn't prepare a real event, but then it will be a web page and people can register easily. And then the one who are managing will see all the people that are attending coming in this screen. So I think it can be helpful. And yes, once again, in communities, there are events. So maybe the events that are created and published in Odoo could be also published automatically, if possible, in community to reach much more people and to inform what we are doing. Then again, discussion, but it's about notification. Yes, we will be able to follow some project, follow some task and receive notification, and we can decide exactly what we want to be informed, to not be too much spam with too much communication, but it's a good thing. So there will be some, as usual, channel discussion, but also some discussion about around a project or around a task. And I think we will use, if I recommend, we use Odoo, and maybe because in communities they use Rocket Chat. So if it could be connected and synchronized, then all the one who know well to use Rocket Chat, and then there is a phone app also. So that's and Rocket Chat has some also some how can you say, some kind of programming functionalities that can create a task just within the Rocket Chat. So maybe it would be good to go a bit further, but as a start, we can easily just do it in Odoo and get notification from the task or project we are contributing or want to just to follow. Yes, so this is mainly what was used in MAP, is a project board. So I just create some columns for some sister site. So user humans, Madison, and other one I cannot see. And then, so this is a local site, and each card is a project. And then the project in itself, you can put some information. And once again, everything is gathered for this project: document, task, invoice, or whatever is gathered. And then you can put some information. When now I just give you an overview. We will have some training and some tutorials to really guide you more. And yes, you can decide if your project have some tasks, have some even some tickets, if it's you want to have some kind of help desk or tickets from the one who are beneficiaries of the project, for instance. Then under a project, there are some tasks, and then for here we see for one project all the tasks. Then it's like a kind of Trello and Kanban, very usual way of doing a project. And some project can be, this I make a little mistake. Okay, doesn't matter. But some project can be also showed in the community, and maybe to inform about the progress, or also and to motivate people to come and contribute. Then task. So there are a lot of things that you can put in your task, and once again you can everything is gathered, so you don't have to always look where are the document about this task, where is the minutes, where is a proposal or whatever. Everything is gathered, and you can also log your work, and this could be useful first to document what you are doing, and also to acknowledge with one mean or another, or with some internal currency or can be paid. Some if people decide also, or when some money come, with you know who has contributed, and maybe you can spread the money to this one. But this is can be done on the flow with really little effort, and I think also very important to document what we are doing. So next time, if we're doing a task a bit similar, we can get inspiration, understand what has not worked and everything. And a bit more information about task. Not go too long. Then you can put a note. You can send a message directly to all the ones who are following the task. And you can also schedule some activities like phone or meeting within this task. So it's very complete, and maybe too much for some groups. It has to be defined how you want to work. And here, yes, it's contribution. So I've logged some hours, and then I have a place where I will see all the hours for January, who has done what, and then we can decide at the end of the month maybe to give some internal currency according, maybe not the exact amount, but it can give some objective fact to give some internal units, for instance. Then announcements, so that's not good news for now, because we will not have the map multiple currency marketplace that was existing, because we have to redevelop it. But before this, the human is using a community forge time banking. Sorry, I was not remembering which exactly instance of this community forge, but it's used now. So offer and once can be place and reply, and then there are some internal currency and some external currencies that it's only record in the platform, and common good also current payment, while the payment is outside of the platform. And also in Community, there are some announcements. So here, sorry, it's in French, but then you can also post an announcement. And we think we want to, once again, have some interoperability among different marketplaces. And yes, decision Community has some decision engine, and you can decide which type of decision making you want to use, and its proposition, and after the vote, whatever type of vote you are choosing, and even comments, objection, and then it can help to make some online decision. I know in the humans we are doing decision in voice meeting. So as a beginning, we will not use, but this because we prefer to take decision all together when we are online. But then it can be used. It's really well working very well. Then also, yes, I've told you about help desk, and if some people needs, Odoo give also all the invoice, accounting, expenses, and purchase, and even much more, point of sale or whatever. But this has to be a bit set up, and it will not be in the first phase. Here is a tour. So do you have question? I will get, comment j'arrête ça?
Thank you. It's very beautiful and thorough. Who has questions? And also Tibi has joined us whenever you're ready for the hello, but you can guide us, Sibyl.
But question, if you want. And if you don't have question, it's okay also. And then we go, because maybe it's nothing is very new for you, but for us, the challenge is to make it stable and not using all of it, to be very congruent with our value.
This is Kathy. I have a lot of questions, but would it be better for me to just write down my questions in the chat for you? Because I'm trying to compare things here to see what's going to be the best fit for us. Would that be better?
I feel like I think it would be good to have your questions written down, and also I'm guessing that Gorast's part is gonna maybe answer some of them, because we're gonna go into the reciprocity loop of how we intend to like pay for it and develop it.
Okay, so maybe I should wait until you get through that. That might answer some of them.
Are there any parts where of the technology where you're wondering how it be used, or like you see something that's missing in how you approach your time banking or mutual aid work?
Oh, yeah, I guess one of the big things is because of the way the time banks are kind of set up. Some have coordinators, some don't have coordinators. How would the admin side of this differ? Like I was trying to figure that out. Like, do they have different levels of what they can do, make change, change or ticket kind of things?
Do you want me to take that one, or do you want to answer it, Cyril?
You can take it, or I can. It will be, there are some user rights, and then this has to be set up according to your needs, because it can be totally open, everybody can modify and delete. Maybe it's a bit too much, or it can be very strict, as some companies are doing, and then you have no almost no rights. This has to be defined, and this is more governance decision, because the software is easy to define, because you have some group of user, and so.
Yeah, okay. And I can give just, it would really, so here, the way we approach it now, and the way I think that we'll still be approaching it, is like we use the Community Forge for our time, or for our mutual aid network locally. And a lot of just like more casual members will only ever interact with that. And that's where you can, I mean, you can have different user permissions in all of the platforms, but like that project sharing, a lot of our members will probably never even access that. We won't even have to ever even let them know it exists. And then Michael had the question about how these three platforms would be unified into a connected whole. So maybe if you guys answer that question, that'll become a little bit more clear too.
Okay, so as a first step, they will be separated, even if they are on the same, not exactly the same server, but the same service hosting service. And I hope very soon there will be some single sign-in. This will be very important, and then, but a bit difficult about the user rights. So it will ask us some work to just, it's because if someone has a right in some place but not in the other, so again, it's not the tech that is difficult, it's the decision. And the next phase will be to interoperate them. That means the data will flow from one to the other. Okay. So it's where maybe some project can be also accessible to the public of the time bank, because community is very done. Their purpose is to let the citizen do things. So it's really done to be easy, and while Odoo is a bit more maybe for the executive team, maybe we can say, I don't know, how do you call them? But yes, I think it's good to have a possibility that some project could be visible, and then people, and maybe also there will be a new way that some time bank, there will be project among people using the time bank. That's my hope. And so they will create also their own project, so we may be part of or not, but this is really, but once again, the connection between the three and then the four, because Community Force should be also connected, it will happen a bit after. But Lynn is working on it, and Tibor is working hard also. from Communauté, and Matthias from Odoo. So everybody is working hard to make this happen, but we want to start to use, and then it's even to not do too much thing just by thinking, but we want to have real needs and go with reality and not with our wishful thinking that maybe is not at all needed. Yes.
Really glad to see this is happening. I know there's been in discussion quite a long time just to sort of evolve the system. I'm afraid I've got to go because it's quite late here, but I think I'd love to do more of these if it was a little bit earlier in my day. It's now almost 8 o'clock. I know that's not that late, but I'm a morning person, but or even an afternoon. But thank everyone here for being. We're all doing amazing work, and lovely to see the people that I know as well. Hi. So yeah, I'll listen to the recording from here and look forward to joining more if that's possible.
Thanks for joining. This is our first Friends and
Oh,
Family.
Great. Any chance that you might make it earlier? Is anyone here from Australia?
Sure.
Or
We can make it
There are New Zealand. It's
really?
great for me too. But
New Zealand.
maybe we
Okay.
will do a special for Europe sometimes and special for New Zealand. Daniel, it's nice to be here. And I really invite you to hear after the second things we will explain about the reciprocity loop among us, because that's what is really innovative. Because what we are doing here, it will be useful, but some other are proposing stuff like this. But the real innovation and the real potential is in the second explanation with Goraz.
I will look at it. Thanks very much. Take care.
Thank you for joining. I want to check if it would make sense because Kate needs to probably leave sooner. Should we go to the reciprocity loop and then come back into value flows and APIs? So the answer is a short yes to Michael about APIs, and then we'll have to get into that later. So can we go into reciprocity loop? It's okay. Can we take 10 seconds to hear a quick intro from Tibi?
Did you say my name?
Yes.
Hi. Yes. Sorry, I just got late. Nothing much to say until now. Just listening and getting the feel of the group. Yeah, I recognize faces here. So, anything else to say from me?
Can you say where you're from and your organization?
Oh, yes. I live in Montreal, Canada, and I'm part of an organization called Sensorica. And we try to figure out how we can do material peer production. So how we can organize as a network, as an open network, to borrow the language from the blockchain culture as a permissionless network that can engage in material production, making stuff that is physical. Could be applied to agriculture, could be applied to innovation, electronics, mechanics, that kind of stuff. So we're just trying to figure out how this new mode of production works and try to tune it at the small scale with the idea that one day we can scale this.
Thank you. Cool. Thanks for being here. All right, Goraz, go ahead and take it away.
Okay. So I'll just share the screen just a second. Okay. Can you see? Yes. Okay. So the way I want to present, it's a little bit about the basic data that we have regarding the costs, how much we need to get it over a year, and see what then we will do a little bit of simulation with more people joining in using the infrastructure. And then I will show you what happens after 1 year, and how then what happens when the reciprocity loop kicks in, when what happens with other stuff that we are planning to do. And okay, so first here are the basic yearly costs of the servers and service. The way how we want to do it is to get a dedicated physical server that will cost with maintenance and everything together 5,700 euros. This is yearly cost. It's 32 cores. It's a really fast computer. On it will be instance of Odoo and some stuff of from Nextcloud, because we want to have ability to have a load balancing, so that it will be always all the cores available. And Nextcloud will be running on a virtual server, but connected to this dedicated one. Mail is still a little bit of an issue, because we don't want to maintain the mail. We want to have a professional service, and you can get really good professional service at really competitive prices. The only problem is they are on Google or Amazon, and we don't want that. So to find something that is not on Google and not on Amazon, it's proved to be really challenging stuff. Okay, here are the costs per user or per service per year, per one user for the whole year, or per gigabyte. So, and here are at the end are the prices that we think that we will charge. It's nothing set yet. This is something that we need to come together. It's not the normal business as usual practice where we put the prices and take it or leave it, but this is something that we need to discuss and put it together and adjust later if necessary. Okay, so here is the first part. Forget this top part for now. Let's go to income and investment. This is something that we approximately know that is now coming. It is not carved in stone, but this is something that we approximately see that we might gather together. We have then put in the normal monthly contributions from different companies. It varies because there is, for example, here just one user. Here are more users. It depends how much we can put together. This is still friends and family business. Here we have this is cash flow basically. I'm not going into details here. It's just to have a feeling how it works. If nothing happens, if we manage to get a little, not many people, maybe 70 people, and until the end of the year on the board, using 600 gigabytes on the server, we end up at the end with profit of 5,900. The problem with this is, of course, that this is before payback, before the investment is paid, and we can play a little bit with more people on board, so the stuff can change dramatically if more people come on board. So the challenge here is once we have the servers, to get as many cooperatives, as many people on board to share the cost. The more you share, the more people there are on, more profit and more you can share. So here the greatest difference between the service as usual that you can find everywhere, even in cooperative world, is that at the end of the year, everybody participates in the profits. Everybody gets share of the profits depending on how much they participated in. So the reciprocity loop, I hope you read a little bit, or you know what I'm talking about, maybe just quickly. A reciprocity loop means that that all who participated in creating a profit are also participating in sharing the profit. So if you look to the world, outside of the business world, you can actually get to only 3 different roles that people play in the business. You are either creating something, or end user that uses, or you are enabler that helps creator to find end user, or to finance the creator, to finance the end user, to have some logistic stuff. So that all whatever you are the activities on the marketplace, you can all put them into one of these 3 categories. So all these 3 are also part of the reciprocity loop. So the creator is part of the reciprocity loop, enabler is part, and end user. So you might come in this business, you might come in both or even more reincarnations. You can be if you are a programmer and you are programming stuff on this platform, you are creator. But if you are using it as a programmer, you're using a cloud, you're using a Odoo for your business, you are also an end user. And because you are part of the team that is maintaining the stuff, you are also enabler. So you can be in all different parts sharing the stuff. And the idea of reciprocity loop is once you have the profit, you share it, and you can share it depending, again, it totally depends on the organization, and it is something that we need to put together. You can play with the different versions. Here, for example, is share back to the creators is 20%. Share forth to the end user is 30%. So to those who pay for the use, they will get 30% of the profit. There is a reserve that goes to reserve just in case. In the common pool, it's 10%. What stays in cooperative for further development, it's 40%. So in case you have 21,000 euros of profit, you share back 4,000, 6,000 things that you can to the users, to the end users. So for example, Humans Network would get back 169 euros. Just to give you the it pays 1,200, and it gets back 170 euros. So that's substantial. It's not something that's very little. Then for this is the these are the end users. Here you have payment back of the profits to the creators, for example, to the maintenance guys, to the developers that are creating, and at the end the money will go also to the hopefully when these things go a little bit more to the people, to the programmers of open source codes that are actually that created all this nice software that we are using. So this is something that's called Reciprocity Loop. Are there any questions? Am I too vague, or am I talking a little bit strange? Any questions for this? No. Okay. Here is one thing that is also a little bit different. It's a mixture of investing into the stocks of the company and giving a credit. It's a mixture of both. So here we have how we see how the initial idea is how to pay back the investors. First, we don't have interest rate, we have markup. So if you say, for example, okay, I will give you 100 and I want 120 back. That's and if that is settled, then you get this back. It's a markup. It's not an interest rate. And the biggest difference between the normal investment is that you get paid back from profit. First, the project has to achieve the profitability. Everybody that works on a project, every cost that project occurs has to be paid, and then the investment is being repaid. And we have two different ways to deal with it. One is principal. Here we have 4,000 euros of principal, and here is the markup 800 euros. So let's see what happens if you have 2,000 of profit. If you have 2,000 of profit, we don't have enough to pay the whole principal. So what we do is the whole profit is then redistributed back to the investors. So there is no reciprocity loop under these circumstances. All the profit goes back to the investors. If we increase the profits, we just to match, again the whole profit goes, and everything is paid out. This time principal is paid out. So if we go a little bit more over the principal, we get to the markup profit split. Here the idea is that once you get your principal back, this is what you have given, so you are on the safe side. Now you will get the markup. Now the profit is split, and you have a split. 60%, for example, stays for in the cooperative, and it is shared then with the reciprocity loop. 40% is used to pay the markup to all the investors. All these things that I'm saying, this 60% or 1.2%, this is all negotiable, depending on the project, depending on the risk, depending on all different things that you can do. We can play with numbers, you can change, and stuff will change here. So so the way how these things goes are that once you have paid, when you have enough of profits and you paid everything out, it stays what stays in cooperative is then shared among the cooperative members, among the users of the infrastructure. So in this case, if we have 26,000 profits, which is something that we can achieve probably in 2 years, if we get a little bit more people on board, and this is just to give you the idea. This is optimistic, of course. This is theoretical limit of what we can put on this infrastructure. How many people we can put on infrastructure that is still feasible, that still works. And so it's 200 users of Odoo, 1.2 terabyte of space on Nextcloud, and 500 users of emails. And this gives us a revenue of 56,000 euros and 32,000 profit before we pay back people. So this thing, it's highly profitable actually. This cloud business is extremely profitable thing, and the idea is why to go in here with this approach, with this reciprocity loop approach, is that we can actually use this profit for further projects. And this is what this stars here are for. So for example, if you look how much money end user gets back, it is not little, it is substantial, but you can probably survive even without getting the money. So somebody might decide that, okay, I will not take the money out, I will reinvest in the project I like, and so they will put it into the share forth pool. And so theoretically, at the end of the profitable year, you can end up with a lot of money that are available for further projects, and this money is treated as an investment of everyone who again participated. So this is kind of a reinvestment machine that actually helps sustaining the projects that are within the ecosystem. Okay. Any questions? What?
I ask, have you understood?
Yeah, I have a question. The homeostatic portion, I always enjoyed hearing a little bit about where that comes from.
Homeostatic part is coming from nature. It's if you want to be alive, your body has to be in homeostasis, which means that cells in the body are maintaining this homeostasis by constantly adapting to the changes in the environment and the changes in the body, to maintain the temperature, to maintain the energy flows, to maintain the blood flows, oxygen flows, etc., etc. This is called homeostasis, and this is actually the principle of life itself, because life would not be able to function without homeostasis. It's not just the body that is in homeostasis. It is from the simplest cell, bacteria, everything has to be in homeostasis in order to live. So also starting from the single cells all the way to the ecosystems and the whole planet Earth. The problem we have as civilization now is that we are definitely not in homeostasis. We are living in an extraction world, which is just taking the money and trashing the planet. So we need to change that. And homeostasis, homeostatic, in this home means precisely that, to take care of maintaining the stability and sustainability of the whole ecosystem. And the reciprocity loop is the first feedback loop that is introduced into the system. The economy doesn't understand what does it mean to have a feedback loop in the system. And from physical perspective, you need feedback loop to simply navigate, to manage the system, to go into certain direction where you want to go. If you don't have feedback loops, you cannot control the system, you cannot manage the system, you can't maintain the homeostasis, nothing. So that's what homeostatic means.
Thank you, much appreciated. And where, may I ask, might the piece that I have been looking forward to hearing more development of be right now with value vectors, the concept, because I think this is one of the components which will also be important in being able to maintain that homeostasis. Yeah,
value. I didn't even mention value vectors here because I thought it was a little bit over the top. But yeah, well, I can. The problem we have right now is that when you are buying a product in wherever you are buying, the information you have available is price. You have a little bit of other things available also, but all we know about the product is basically a price. And then you decide, okay, if the product is a little bit more expensive, then it's probably better. And if it is less expensive, then it's probably a little bit shitty. So the problem with this is that the moment we put the price on a product, we lose all the information. We don't know, and it is quite impossible right now to know because of the data silos that are in the companies, to know precisely how much energy this product, for example, an iPhone or a phone, how much energy was used to produce it, how much trash was created, how much is the work that the people that worked in the factories are well treated. Are there any child work involved in this? I don't know, in the mining of beryllium in Africa or something like that. And this can be added as a part of the value. So value right now, when we say price, this is a scalar. This is one number. But what we are looking for, we need to understand how the product is where the product stands in the multidimensional space of the planet. So here is where the value vectors come in, and you start with price, which is one part of the vector, one dimension of the vector, and then you add energy, then you add environmental, like a CO2 footprint, then you add human conditions, etc., something that we can calculate or estimate at the beginning. But once you have value flows connected, you can measure that, and with the help of value flows, value vectors become a reality. So you can add these vectors, these dimensions in, and you can calculate the total impact of what you are doing and what is happening. And with this value vectors, you can actually then optimize the productions all over the network, not just in one company, but in the ecosystem. But this is next step. This is phase 2.
Yeah. Really well articulated again. Thank you, Gorazd. I really appreciate that.
Okay, there is one thing. If you are, I don't know if you are interested or not. I skipped it. I didn't mention it. There are 2 things actually. It's perpetual investment and reciprocity loop sustainability contribution. The sustainability contribution is easy to understand. It's like a tax that you pay on top of what you are paying already, like 5% or 10% or 3%. It doesn't matter. And this goes again for maintenance or development. This is something to invest into the project. And with the big difference from the taxes we pay now, they are treated the same as investment, in the same way as investment. So you will pay this more, but you will get money back. Perpetual investment, it's a little bit trickier. It's the same thing, and the idea here is this. For example, I'm selling something. I don't know, beer or whatever, and I don't want to spend tons of money for advertising on with nice slogans and nice pictures and paying the mainstream media to have my ad in. But what I can do, I can say, okay, instead of investing 10,000 euros for the media campaign, I am prepared to invest this into the projects of that people choose. So when you buy beer with me, certain percent from this beer, from the price that I get, will go to this project. And in the same way, the customer can, when he or she buys a beer, can say, okay, I will with each payment, I will give 3% more to this project or portfolio of project. This is how again it works to help finance the projects, to put the money back into the flow. And again, the same goes again. All these contributions, all this stuff is again considered as a investment. So you will get the money back. So you invest a little bit here, a little bit there, but if there are thousands of people doing that, you get to a substantial amount of monies at the end. Okay.
So we have a little less than 10 minutes left. I want to just say a bit about like explicitly how this works for me and the humans, and then see what we need to do to get going. And I know that we're going to have more questions and things to answer. So we'll make a process for getting that answered. So for me, just as someone doing a lot of organizing right now, we already pay like $150 a month for our web server, and I pay $15 a month for Zoom. And we have a lot of volunteer labor going into our Madison Mutual Aid Network Drupal instance. All those things can now be paid into something that we co-own and govern and create together. So we not only get to use all these things that help us build more effectively, they're tailored exactly to our needs, and we're creating the new economy as we do it, and we can log all kinds of contribution and have a payback for all kinds of contribution. So for me, this really does embody the We're hiring each other to build the new economy, and we build the new economy by building the new economy together. And what we are aiming to do is, starting in March, be able to start on this. So we're looking to know that we have $5,000 committed as soon as possible. We'd like to start our let's get our shit together parties in March. I would like to start them March 10th, just because I have a conflict March 3rd. But so we would like to know that we could have $5,000, and it only is 7,000 for, or euros, I'm sorry, 7,000 for the first year, and be able to answer everybody's questions, expand this circle, keep repeating this. So yeah, what do people need to understand? Is there anything that you need to understand more right now about the reciprocity loop model or the tech picture that we're aiming toward? Any burning questions? We're meeting at 10 Central Time every Thursday. I think I'd like to suggest to this group that we just like keep going at that time. We can invite Daniel to come back. We can, you know, keep going with our somewhat expanded circle. And then, so next Thursday, 3 hours before what we did today, we can dive into nitty gritty on questions. We can answer them by email. So anything that you have written up, we're happy to just take it and look at it. I want to see what people need. So we want to know who wants to be partners in the reciprocity loop, and the Humans is committing to paying at least $100 a month. Yeah, Tim? Oh, you're saying you want to be a... Great. So yeah, what should we do to maximize our last 5 minutes here today? We have some next steps, and then
Kathy had some questions before.
Sorry.
Maybe people can share some feedback.
Feedback, ideas, questions. Telling me, hey guys, you are crazy, something like that.
Or maybe it was so clear.
Yeah.
The question.
No, I love where this is going. I really do. It's really making a lot of sense. And I guess I need to talk to Abby and see where we are on that end. And I was hoping she was going to be on today. So I'll probably get in touch with her when she's done tonight and go over some of this with her. Is there any way that she could see the slides? I think that would be helpful for whoever, because I believe we have a person that we're hiring to do the project up here. We do need, this is just making so much sense, because I actually have 2 meetings with 2 different organizations in our homeless community, and everybody wants to work together, but nobody knows how to do it. And I said, well, how about we approach this as a mutual aid project and attempt to do it that way? That's why I'm like looking at this, and this might be the simplest way, because basically what we're going to be doing is it's going to be shared volunteers, but they can volunteer within the city. They can volunteer for the individual organizations. It's just too hard to do it, to make everybody join a time bank. It's just not making sense. We'll practice time banking, but to do one-on-one. So I guess my question with the reciprocity loop piece is it per person then, or like if an organization joins, is it how many people from that organization are part of it? Because most of the places I'm seeing, they're talking like 25 cents a person per month. And I said, that's way too much figuring. I said, you need to come up with a flat rate for people per year or something along that line. So I guess that's my question. if it's an organization and this organization has 15 people and this other organization, but we're coming together under one platform, how would that cost be figured?
It depends. The cost, again, the cost that you are paying, you will be paying here. It's don't think about to it as a cost, but as an investment.
Right.
And so actually, what will happen? We will adjust. The problem we have right now is that we don't know exactly how the system will behave, how much people we can put on. Really, we have of course the theoretical and adjusted numbers, but we need to understand how this will go. So we are going with the simple way per person. But then again, if you have if only 2 person in a company uses the stuff, there are 2 person. If you have the members are not persons that pay. It depends how many.
Yes, because actually the cost of a server is more the user, more you need CPU, meaning power, computing power, and more you have data, more you need gigabytes. And it's the 2 things that cost. So right. That's why it's the price at the beginning will be per user. And once again, it's not, if someone is going just to reply to an event or register to an event, it's not a user. A user is someone that manage behind all the screen I've shown you. And same, if once use a collaborative document once because he's part of your, of a project that you're working on, is not really a user, is a guest. While you create the document and you invite all the guests, you are the user. So the price for now, as to make something easy, it will be per user and per gigabyte. Depending because Nextcloud is more gigabyte, Odoo and mailing is more user. And once again, user is in mass mailing, for instance, is the one who are sending the mailing list. So in an organization, you could be 200, but if there is only 1 guy that take care of the mailing list, it will be 1 user. We don't care how much people there is in the organization. And also something important, we don't want to prevent people to use this. So at the beginning, we are obliged to count user and gigabytes, but we hope that we can have some incentive to use and not disincentive. I don't know.
Okay, no, that helps. That helps a lot. Thank you.
And also fundamentally, we are cooperative. We are going to be governed that way. So everyone who is an active participant we'll be able to adapt and decide together in a cooperative way. And the more active users you have, the more generative it should be being for you anyhow. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, to me, it also does really look like a concrete way to build abundance through abundance. So ideally, like it is implementing those dynamics. So yeah, like when I think about, anyhow, I'll stop. Who else? Let's go around. Everyone can ask your question or wrap up because we've gone a little over time, but maybe a checkout, or if you want to make a commitment to what your participation is. I'm going to make a commitment to what our participation is, and I'll leave it there. I think there'll be more, but number 1, we're committed to paying at least $100 a month, but we could do more once we switch servers because we had been paying more. Provided, we have to raise the money as the humans also. So that's the humans organization. John Hain will commit to an average of 3 hours of work per week to do whatever Drupal stuff needs to happen, whatever stuff needs to change over the server. He knows that'll have to be front loaded, but he'll contribute his time and also contribute my time in the ways that I have been. So who wants to go next, and then just pass it around? We'll also come together next Thursday. So if your commitment is to ask follow-up questions, that's a good commitment as well.
And Stephanie, will Human Madison will use it also as a sister site?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I assume so. I guess we should double check that with the whole
Sure.
and that a lot of our board is here. Rebecca, do you want to go next since it flowed that way?
Sure. Thanks, Gratz and Sibyl and everyone else who's been working on this. And I'm really excited that Kathy, you're interested. I know that Kate is interested, and it's been a long time coming, and let's get her done. So we can all, have increased capacity and abundance. Lynn?
Hi, Rebecca, by the way. Long time no see. I will commit, as always, to helping out as much as I can and as much as it kind of makes sense given the process from the tech side. And yeah, cool. Been working on all of this stuff for so long, right? That it'll be good to see it move forward. Gorazd.
Well, I'm definitely committed with my time, no question. Pomander will, the co-op, one of the co-ops that we have here, will invest 1,000 euro into it, and hopefully we'll find somebody, some victims more to to invest.
I might say that given the position that I'm in is one which I'm trying to find an exit strategy from, but is earning money and taking away my time. I think I'm going to be increasingly committing time, but in the meantime, committing some funds to support. I'll figure a way to do that inside of Reciprocity Spirit. We'll talk about how maybe I can best be suited to providing some of that kind of support before I provide the time.
Yeah. So me, I'm committed by my time, and also the 3 organizations I'm leading. It's Valeureux, and some eco-village kind of building trust, but they are very small. And also that it's more with more potential, the energy production co-op, that its name is Heliotop, that will pay some monthly fee, and I will see if we can invest a bit also. But the potential is this co-op belongs to a network of co-op in France, and I've talked with them, and the national exactly like humans, the national entity wants to have something, and at least 20 of the 60 that are existing will join. So that's, I think, make a good potential. And there will be also another potential. It's some funding pools, citizen funding pools that needs to have some Google alternative at the beginning. Yes, the COP will, Energy COP will first go with Nextcloud because they know it. And I have to prove that when Heliotop will use Odoo, that it will be useful. Then when they see it's useful, they will come. And so I think we should all commit to, and maybe have some. But actually, the incentive is there because more there are people, more there are profits, so more we have back. Because more we are profit, and then because we share the profit, so it can make a good incentive to invite people. And I think it's a good deal, not a trap. And this is just the beginning. And for me, it's also, I'm very glad because we can practice the reciprocity loop in a quite easy way, because software is, as Gorat say, quite beneficial and known. We are a lot of tech here, and I hope that after it can be applied in really other activities. But this will make a proof of concept also for the reciprocity loop that I wish, and I think that will help us to move the economy where we want. Thank you all. And I hope the best is to share this video to people, because I put, they will find in the chat the link to the screen I've shown you and to the table of activities that I have talked about to you. So the one who will see, they will see also this link. So, and then all the explanation that was very clear. Thank you, Gorat. It's not so easy to make something as complex and rebarbative as figures, but to make it so clear and appealing.
Was it really? Okay, thanks.
Yes. Yes.
So Tibi and Lisa, do you want to give a checkout? Any thoughts?
Yep. At the current moment, I don't see any use for Sensorica or Sensoricans. So I cannot justify a financial contribution. But there are organizations that would be interested in time banking in Montreal. And I'm now living in a region where people are very active at the grassroots community level. So what I could do is I knew about this time bank systems before. I knew about Valeureux. I knew about Stephanie's work and all that. It's good to refresh my memory and see you again. So whenever I have the opportunity to speak to someone that is looking for such tools, I can connect them to you, because more than anything else, I think you need users, right? Yeah, but for now, for Sensoric, I don't see any use of this. So
Thank you. Thanks for joining. And Lisa?
This is all really fascinating stuff. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for letting me eavesdrop. I know these work groups are going to continue, so I'll keep track and keep popping in and keep up on top of everything. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'll put together a little follow-up packet with this recording and the slides and the links that you shared. We'll meet at 10 next Thursday and see how far we can get toward having our shitty parties in March. And I'm going to propose having March 10th be the first one. That's just selfish for a conflict that I have, but also giving ourselves a little more time to get our shit together. So that would mean we have a week to know that we have 5,000 euros committed for getting going on the server. And maybe, yeah, so I think we'll just see what we can do between now and then and stay in touch by Telegram and email. Anything else that we're going to do between now and next week? All right.
Find some other user. Talk to your friends.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Much appreciated. Thanks for spending your time here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.